Hey y'all, I've come to realize that if I don't just make myself do a video, I'm just never going to do it. But I've been wanting to talk about the last video I just did. This one here, where I'm talking about the defib, the shocking Mandela effect. This video, how do I explain this? This thing was really hijacked. I mean, what I'm trying to say is this video, mm, the world that I was living in, my reality at the moment that I was doing this video was very different at the moment that I was doing the video. When I was recording it, it was different than after I uploaded it. Do you know what I mean here? This video, if you listen to it, this last video, I start out talking about how these invisible things in reality, these critters, these shadows, whatever you want to call it, that they're just really not in favor of me talking about reality not being real. Like there's this built-in thing that wants to block you from even talking about it. So I talked about how interference or attacks kind of come, like you're a targeted individual by ghost or something. These um these attacks might come at you like with a pet going crazy or a child having a tantrum or your electronics very commonly just start failing. And coincidentally, while I was doing this video, out of the blue, the cat just starts acting crazy. Now, normally this would not be uncharacteristic if I was opening a can of tuna or deboning a chicken in the kitchen. That cat would act just as stupid. But I was just sitting in the bedroom recording this video, and the cat started acting like I was deboning a chicken or something. Just really weird. And it was the cat started acting that way when I was talking about this change. And the thing I was talking about was remembering, like in my memory, defibrillator didn't have an R in the word. It was just defibrillator. But I heard somebody pronounce it with an R, and I wanted to do a video about that. Another change on the defibrillator, just by the way, is for me def- defibrillators. Let me just be in the current reality. The current reality that I'm in at this moment is defibrillator, and the R comes after the B. But in my old reality, wasn't just the spelling that was different. The defibrillator used to restart the heart. If your heart stopped, you would get this thing and it would kickstart it back into beating again. But that's no longer what it does. That is so right now what it does in this world is it just gets your it will not restart a stopped heart. That doesn't do that anymore. It will get the rhythm beating correctly again though. If you're starting to have, I guess, a heart attack or just you're starting to have the off beat, it'll correct that. So that's new. And that's funny because somebody reminded me of that in a video. My safety training at work said the exact same thing, and that's not what it used to be. It used to be it was a stopped heart. But anywho, the big change for me is I even use this as my thumb. You see where I'm pointing that defib, like that was a big deal, right? Because while I was doing this video, and I don't know if this was a universal world where everything was like this in the whole universe or if it was just on my end, like that, like for whatever. It's almost like this thing was happening just to prank me. But when I was looking at the actual spelling at the time, it was defrib. So the R was after the F while I was doing the video. So you'll hear me around 8 and 9 minutes if you listen to the last video. I'm sitting there talking about this word and I'm spelling it. I'm sounding it out and I'm saying it to you in the video exactly as I'm looking at it. And that is not what you're seeing on the screen. The screenshot is different than the words coming out of my mouth. So I'm saying, in this reality now, it's defrib later. And then, like, there was no U or A or anything. It was an R right after the F. Everything about the word was foreign and crazy and just weird. And that was how I was seeing the normal spelling for the word. The word was not, the word is not what it is now. So that I wanted to point that out, that there was, and anybody listening to this could think, yeah, you're just making that up. You probably staged this whole thing. You're just trying to make this point. You made it. I mean, I can see how somebody would say that, and I can also see where these unseen entities were pranking me, because that's what they do. They prank you. They troll you. They try to discredit you, and it seems to me like this whole interference was just an attempt to really discredit my video making, period. And I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. It really is weird. But I use this as my thumb, and I was trying to point out that defib makes no sense because the actual word was defrib with an R after the F. And it even sounds retarded just listening to that, but that's what it was. That was the word while I was doing it. So after I uploaded that video, I replayed it just to see how it sounded, because there's one thing about listening to my videos I've noticed. I I have difficulty listening to my videos at regular speed. I think I talk way too slow, and it's because I'm thinking about my next words while I'm doing the video. It's very raw. It's very unplanned. I'm just talking out loud. So I'm thinking about what I'm going to say while I'm doing the video, and it comes out kind of slow. So I got to bump it up to 1.5. But I'm listening to see just how dumb I sound. And while I'm listening to this video, I'm listening to the replay on my computer, and I get to that 8-9 minute mark, and I see myself talking about this, and I'm saying that the word is actually defibrillator in that reality. That was at the moment when I was reading it, and the screen is looking very different, and I'm saying, WTF, what's going on? I mean, this is different. This is different than what I just uploaded. This is different than what I was seeing in the world 15 minutes ago. This is completely hijacked. As I'm looking at that and listening to my video, my laptop, and this is my third laptop, by the way. I've had like 2 laptops and 2 desktops just go kaput, and my electronics have just been under attack. So this laptop, which has never done this before, never, I mean, it was completely uncharacteristic for this computer. Right at that moment, as I'm saying the stuff about the defrib, it locks up. It goes into a weird mode, and I thought, oh, I'm going to lose another computer, because so many times when it's done that to me before and I do the restart, it doesn't come back to life. Two laptops now have been trashed. I went to restarting it, and it came back to life. Thank goodness I still have the laptop, because it's getting kind of pricey to have the electronics get fried on me. But right at that moment, and so when it did that, I was thinking, well, that's so synchronistic, because in this video, I'm complaining right in the beginning of the video. I've just listened to it. I'm complaining about interference and attacks and my electronics going haywire. And that's exactly what happened. Everything I was saying in the beginning of that video is exactly what happened to me during the creation of this video. And my reality, at least, I don't know if it was the whole world. I don't know if the world that I was in was defrib. I don't know if on your end it would have been defrib at the time that I was making this video, but on my end, I was clearly seeing the R after the F. I was clearly that was all that was the normal spelling for that word at that moment. And I know it's hard to imagine that could have been the whole universe, like everything, like I was on a reality plane where it was defibrillator, and there was no middle syllable. It was defib, and right after the B, it went into LLATOR. It was just kind of a crazy spelling. But I've seen the world do that, where I know that it was the whole world. I've been in that scenario where, yes, the whole world is this way, and the one that stands out the most is Hillary Clinton and the spelling of her name. The whole world they definitely were seeing her spelling her name with one L. And then in one day on election day, for me it was at election day, her name changed to having two L's, and the whole world just seemed to be going with it. Like nobody seemed to be like, hey, what happened with her name? And so I know that was a universal effect. Same thing with Kellogg's cornflakes and the K being in the corn in the spelling. And there's certain ones that I experienced where there's just zero doubt that it wasn't just me hallucinating. It was global. It was everywhere. It was the whole place. But I know that sounds a little nutso too. And I was thinking about different ways to talk about this video and different things to say about it, but I'll never upload it, and I've just been way too busy. My life has just been insane, and the only reason I'm doing this now is I've got insomnia, which I always seem to have, and I'm just wide awake in the middle of the night. And the bad thing about insomnia, it wouldn't be so bad if I would just be wide awake and that'd be it, but in the afternoon at work, I am just crashing. It's all I can do to keep my eyes open. That's making my life a little difficult. I can't function during the day because I'll be up at night. Somewhere between midnight and 4:30 in the morning, I will be up. Sometimes it'll be that whole length of time. Sometimes it'll just be an hour or two. But I'm ready for that to stop. I'm getting a little tired of being tired all the time. But that's that's about it. I mean, I could go into other things. If you want to know what my world is typically like, just take a look at the photos that's in somebody's camera, just regular. Most people, y'all probably take pictures of family and things like that, but my world is just stuff like this, where I'm taking pictures of issues at work. This is what facilities guys are this is what we find interest in. We're taking pictures of stuff like this and stuff that breaks. This is the world of me. No family photos. The other thing you'll see in my oh look, I'm like this my training videos. Um, this is where it was talking about the in one of these videos it was talking about the CPR and the AED videos. It was talking about the defibrillator, which also encouraged the video. I don't know where I originally saw it. That light's about to fall on somebody.